Hello everyone and welcome to another Digimon Ghost Game video. This time I'm going to be giving my thoughts for episode 31 of Ghost Game, which is called Killer Blade, and I'm also going to be talking about the anniversary Digimon that have been popping up about every 5 years or so. So just a quick synopsis of episode 31 before I start. So this episode saw a blade or a katana being passed between Digimon, and humans are being killed by whoever is wielding this blade. And Goromon ends up grabbing the blade and spends a lot of the episode trying to fight the urge to kill humans to sharpen the blade. Ruri is worried about Angoromon not coming home because it's not like him to just be gone, and they end up all finding Angoromon, who is fighting this urge. We then have Angoromon fighting with the group, and Gammamon ends up getting cut, which makes Museumon reveal himself as the monster of the week. And basically then Azubamon, who has been hanging out and watching the whole episode, decides to fight Museumon by being a sword for Simbara and Goromon to wield. And then Museumon's sword breaks because it gets cut by the Zubamon sword, and then all the humans come back to life because they were just absorbed by the sword, because we couldn't kill humans in this episode apparently. So not much really happened in this episode. As you can kind of tell from the synopsis, it was kind of like no one really died, and Angoromon was kind of fighting the urge to succumb to the urges that this sword was bringing him, and it meant that not much happened because of that. It was cool to see Zubamon show up. However, Zubamon's front-on profile look is not very cool. I've only ever seen him in his cool art from the card game or from his reference book art, and he looks kind of cool. But his look in this episode wasn't super fun. Just kind of was a bit weird. He had a squished face. I wasn't a fan of that. So this episode coming out today is kind of good timing, even though it would have meant to come out months ago, but then because of the hacks it ended up coming out now, because today is actually the franchise's 25th anniversary, and Zubamon is actually an anniversary Digimon. Zubamon debuted on the Digital Monster version 20th for the 20th anniversary of the franchise, which means the 20th anniversary since the first Virtual Pets were coming out. And now, with Zubamon appearing in the anime, it's the 25th anniversary, and we kind of know that the 25th anniversary Digimon will be Espimon, or at least that's the new Digimon that I'm getting the feeling is the 25th anniversary Digimon, and we have a design for him now, so that's pretty cool. He's going to be on the next set of Dim cards, along with a bunch of other anniversary Digimon too. Another Digimon who was for the 20th anniversary is Ludomon, who is a shield. So, yeah, it is kind of nice seeing these anniversary Digimon popping up. For previous years, we've had the 5th anniversary was Dorumon, 10th anniversary was Dracomon, the cute little blue dragon thing, and 15th was Hackmon, who also appeared in Tri to commemorate the franchise's 15th anniversary. So that's cool to see. It is cool to see an anniversary Digimon, especially on an episode that came out on the anniversary of the franchise. That is cool. I'm glad that, it seems to have just lined up well for luck. As I mentioned, the hacks would have delayed this episode. This episode probably would have meant to come out a month or so ago. So it's just good timing, I guess. So yeah, it's nice to see anniversary Digimon. I love all the anniversary Digimon, and they kind of just pop up every so often. Dracomon's been in a bunch of stuff. Hackmon appeared in Digimon Adventure Tribe, but Zubamon hasn't actually shown up, just Hackmon. So that's kind of nice. However, in terms of this episode, while it is cool when Digimon wield weapons, or Digimon are kind of fighting with Digimon that are weapons or what have you, I think that's a pretty cool concept. We saw Digimon with weapons in Digimon World 4, and we also saw that happen in the Adventure Colon episode, where Gabumon becomes Kresgurumon because of the special weapon. I don't know why, but I forgot about that episode existing until watching this episode. So take that with what you will. So anyway, this episode did feel like, however, it was lacking something. It was nice to see Angoramon have a character, as in he was really excited about the book he was reading. That is nice. I'm glad that we got to see him hanging out with his Digimon friends again. It's nice that the show remembered that Repamon existed, and Angoramon's having that, like, him fighting the urge for the whole episode. That was cool. It was nice to see him have a character. But other than that, this episode felt like it was kind of lacking a few things, and I don't really have much to say about it. It is very nice to see Zubamon, but I don't know why he looks like that. He doesn't look right. So that was pretty cool. It was nice to see some characters from, as in Angoramon having a character. But other than that, I didn't get much from this episode. I don't really have that many complaints about it, but I also don't really have that many highlights or positives about it anyway. And that's about it. So it is nice to see Anniversary Digimon, but yeah, this episode was kind of, I think, lackluster, I guess would be the best way to call it. I'm not sure if that's the disappointment from this episode, how it would have been nice to have maybe not an evolution, but at least a little bit of development towards the perfect level evolution. We have Lamortmon, who has sword-based attacks. It would have been nice to have a silhouette, or kind of something like how very early on we had like a silhouette or a shadow of Gulas Gammamon showing up, and Gammamon was able to use the Gulas Gammamon powers despite not evolving. I kind of was expecting us to at least get something like that, or I guess I'm bringing up Adventure 2020 again, but in that show, there's always been an episode before the evolution episode, which was like, they get like a silhouette of that the Digimon that's meant to evolve into, like the Mega Form, and have like an attack that would be looking like whatever the Mega Form was. That would have been cool if we got that in this episode, where he could just be halfway becoming Lamortmon, at least when he's wielding a sword. But we didn't get anything like that. It wasn't an evolution episode, which is fine. I don't mind taking time between evolution episodes. Some seasons just go through evolution arcs where we have them all evolve one episode after another. We don't need to have that. A Ghost Game can be different in that way. However, I would have liked something. While I do have a lot of complaints about Adventure 2020, which is Adventure Colon or the reboot, whatever you want to call it, I do like how some of the evolutions were spread out, and how it wasn't just okay, you evolve now, this is you're having character development this episode, you evolve now. There was kind of like stages to the evolution process. So as I said, it could have been like a silhouette. We could have had that for Lamortmon, but we didn't. It just felt like it just felt like it had, again, the Ghost Game problem of, oh, we have 20 minutes to tell a story, and they could have, like, if it was a longer episode, if it was like each episode being 40 minutes, would make Ghost Game probably the best thing ever. I would love if Ghost Game had 40-minute episodes, because I feel like they would be able to tell their story just slightly better, even if it was just like maybe half an hour, maybe not necessarily 40 minutes, just add on a little bit of extra time to each episode. And I would have felt like having that extra time, we might have been able to see a little bit more of a hint towards the perfect evolution, or at least build something there. But anyway, it's more or less nitpicking, I guess, from me, but I just felt like this episode could have done a lot better. But again, I'm still weirded out by Zubamon's face. I don't know why. It's the weirdest thing. But yeah, those are my thoughts for episode 31 of Digimon Ghost Game, and I'm just really I just want to see SBmon soon. I think that SBmon might be my favourite anniversary Digimon, and we've barely seen him so far. So anyway, those are my thoughts for this week's episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like this video if you're also equally freaked out by Zubamon's front-on profile face, and subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!